information technology in education. We've learned from abroad and foreign countries, European, America, and Asia, how youth, younger ones, teenagers develop information technology, software, and app. We come to talk of Africa. We've heard about Morocco and other African countries developing softwares. But in my country, Nigeria, do we have a software academy? I have a guest with me today. He's going to introduce himself. We're going to talk about tech in education. Do we really have technology in education in Nigeria? Apart from going to the University of Polytechnic to study information technology or computer science or mechanical engineering, electrical electronics, do we have academics of tech for education? Apart from going to computer schools, cyber cafes, how could our teenagers learn more about tech, ICT, information, communication, and technology? Today, my guests will elaborate and have more discussion with me on this topic, tech in education. He's going to introduce himself, as usual, how we do here. Today, I have my guest. You are welcome to AirTV Studio.
Thank you very much. I am Obaje Emmanuel Ayeba, an educationist, online tutor, and a master student in mathematics education, and also a fellow of 3MTT NGFP program. Thank you, and my pleasure to be here.
Well, thank you, Emmanuel. Thank you for coming to AirTV today. Now, tech in education. Tech in education. Most of our teenagers are students because of phones, laptop. But the issue is that how good is our Nigerian teenagers, secondary school, primary, elementary pupils when it comes to tech? With your experience as a math teacher, as a tutor, online tutor, please can you elaborate more on this?
The problem we have currently, as it has to do with technology and education in Nigeria, it's not the fact that our teenagers are not exposed to technology, but it's the fact that our teenagers are exposed to bad influence when it comes to the use of technology. You will discover that most of the teenagers have access to phone, okay, but what do they use the phone for? That becomes another question. And the bad use of the social media and technology, so to say, now contributes to the poor performance, which is supposed to be the other way around in terms of the external exam, like the JAMB examination. We discover that our teenagers continue to perform poorly instead of improving using the available technological tools and social media to enhance their learning. But the influence of friends and bad use of social media has led to the fact that these teenagers not only engage in the positive aspect of the use of social media, but they use social media not for learning, but for other social vices, which in a way doesn't correlate with the advancement of technology in the country.
Okay, Mr. Dona, I know you're well prepared for today's program. Some schools, starting from primary, even before now, years back, you see school teaching computer studies. All we see the teacher is how to operate a system, how to use MS Word, MS Excel, PowerPoint, and presently, information technology has gone far beyond that level. How do we invite this ICT from our primary education, elementary education to higher education? Well, answer me that before I know what to say again.
Based on the question you asked,
yes.
If I'm to be blunt, I will tell you that the current curriculum of computer science in Nigeria school is obsolete. And the recent studies and we've carried out and the learning process in the 3MTT has already opened my eye more to this, that the Nigerian educational system is supposed to step up their game. Define computer science, what are the parts of computer? We are supposed to be ahead of that when it comes to the Nigeria educational sector. Countries are raising legislation as it has to do with artificial intelligence currently. Nigeria can also do the same. Let us invite the culture of artificial intelligence to right from the primary school setting. You will discover that most of these younger ones, teach them on what to do, and you'll be surprised what they'll come up with. Define computer, what are the types of computer, list and explain. Even without some of these schools, them having a computer lab to learn, you discover that all these students have is the theoretical aspect of define computer and list the type of computer. What happens when they have computer placed before them, it becomes a story for another day.
Thank you, Emmanuel. Now, while we're in the universities, we know information technology improved with days and years. But I personally noticed that we are more like 10 years, 15 years back from the European wars, American wars. I'll talk about it. We are 10 years, 10, 11 years, even 15 years backward. Why I'm saying that, presently, the kids abroad are designing software. Our own are busy with part of computer, monitor, keyboard, this, that. They have gone above that. What is the government going to do? Is it to revise or revive the computer syllabus, or the private sector should come in? Because government cannot do everything. When it comes to governance, we know, but government cannot do everything, because this abroad, I don't think the government is the one teaching all these children, all these teenagers how to develop softwares, how to develop how to do. I don't think so, which I'm very sure. Now, what should we do in Nigeria? Time is fast going. We are spending a lot of time on these things and we are not getting results. What do we do?
Thank you very much for that question.
Thank you.
What we have to do in Nigeria is, first of all, government cannot do it all, but government set the pace for the private sector to come in. Without government setting the pace, private sector cannot come in. It is only the government that has the sole responsibility of revisiting and revising or reviewing the curriculum. The private sector has no power to review the curriculum, not even in the private school. So if government is ready and fully ready to put this in place, they can call for papers, call for people to come in and collaborate together with the curriculum development agencies. How well can we upgrade our curriculum to inculcate and bring this into being? From there, talking of private sector coming in becomes the resources and the human powers needed to set this going. Once government set the pace, it will be easier for private sector to come in and invest in how well to build the human resources in that aspect.
Thank you. Thank you, viewers. I want to go on a short break. I'll be right back.
ABAFAB College of Innovation and Content Creation offers 6 months and 12 months training into content creating, internet radio, sound engineering and music production, film and video editing, and OAP and cinematography. For more detailed chat 080231295999.
Welcome back. I remain your host, Abifab, on trending issue on education. Today we are discussing technology in education in Nigeria, particularly in our country. We're trying to look at the problem we have with information technology, the solutions, why our kids, our teenagers are not into software development and app development. We know majority of them can operate a computer, can operate a phone, can operate an iPod and everything. But what we're going to discuss, what I'm discussing with my guest today, is development of softwares, app from our teenagers, from elementary schools. So I still have my guest with me in the studio, is Emmanuel. He's an educationalist and also a member of the 3MTT and NGFP posted to ATV Africa. He's doing well with his co-fellows. So he's also a master's student of Kogi State University. So he's trying to help us out to discuss how we can improve on information technology in education. Emmanuel, you're welcome back.
Thank you.
Now, software development. Majority of those who go into software development in Nigeria, let's talk about Nigerian factor now, are either undergraduates, graduate and master's holders, or those on the. Why not the issue of taking them from the youth? Young shall grow from the bottom, from teenagers. Let's say from 13, between 10 and 13, let's start from there. How do we do it? What is the part of the government, the private sector, the parents, and the teachers? You've talked about government reviving the educational syllabus curriculum for computer. Yeah, that's good. I agree on that. Then the other aspect is the learning process. How do we teach them how to develop softwares?
Thank you very much for that question.
Yeah.
Now, to talk about developing kids on software development, to still ask us, they will take us back to the question. Do we have the available human resources to teach them? That becomes one question. And if we have the available human resources to teach them, does the current educational curriculum give room for that? That becomes another question, taking us back to what we said earlier. So what we can do in that aspect is, first of all, if we want our teenagers to be involved fully in tech, web development, and all of that, the first thing we need to do is to inculcate that in our school curriculum. Thank God currently there is a law that you can only gain admission to the tertiary institution when you are 18 years and above. Government can make it mandatorily that once you finish secondary school, within that interim, it's a must that you must acquire a digital skill. With that, to set a pace to get this rolling. Will agree with me that there are some students that finish secondary school as early as 15, 16 years. What becomes of them between that age till 18 years? Government can set this pace rolling. Okay, between this period, you must get this in place. Private sector, come in and help us. We government cannot do alone. And you discover that most private sector, like even yourself, will come in and help the government. But when the government is silent, the private sector will have no say.
Thank you. You viewers, like Randy said, here with us in Air TV, we've just introduced another innovation school that we call Alpha College of Innovation and Digital Content Creation class. And what we do there is to make you, to train you to be a digital, to have your digital skill, and also a content creator. So when we talked about this, it's going to learn AI, artificial intelligence, photographic, and video editing. In addition to this, so it goes beyond learning MS Word, MS Excel, PowerPoint, digital skill, like you rightly said. So we, as a private organization, we also open the doors to anyone who wants to learn. You can come to our studio, or you call our number, or chat us on our information box. We'll give you more detail about that. Now, again to my guest, Emmanuel. I can see your zeal in this thing. Maybe because you're an educationalist and you specialize in this thing. The zeal is there. Now, even if the government is ready, are the parents, the students, are they ready? Because I remember when the Minister of Education announced that 18 years is the minimum, at the meeting where we monitor from our studio, the Council of Vice Chancellor raised an eyebrow. No. It's going to be, it should go back to normal 16. But like the job registrar, Professor Isaac Oloyede, was the one who made it. And I said 2024 admission, this one for 16 years, we get admission. But from 2025 years, jump admission with 18. Now you can see a rival between the academicians, the politicians, which is the prospects, and somebody mediated. Now, if we bring that now to the information technology we are talking about, if the government is ready, would the academician be ready? With also the populace, which is the parents and the students, are they ready? Because this thing has to do with risk and not make it foreign. We're talking about 3 peg now, and the peg is talking, let's go this way. With that one peg force the other 2 peg to follow suit, or he has to party with them. So I don't know, you are in Nigeria, you have been in Nigeria, you school in Nigeria, I don't think you school in Ghana or abroad, you school in Nigeria, you know what is happening in Nigeria. So which way out?
On that aspect of parents being ready to come in, I can tell you that over 70%, I stand to be corrected, of Nigerian parents are fully ready to welcome innovation of ICT. And I say this because personally, I take students online, and I know the zeal of some of those parents I've met. I can tell you that out of all the people I'm taking online, I don't see any of the parents that have really stood against such innovation. Some of them, as little as primary school pupils, they want to enroll them to start learning coding. If some of these parents will be against government coming up with such innovation, no parent would have got extra mile against the school curriculum to enroll a child to learn coding for kids. So in terms of that, I believe the parents, especially in the urban areas, I think that would be another topic, talking of the urban and the rural area. parents in the urban areas, of which I know, they are fully ready to enroll their kids for if the government is ready to kickstart information technology in terms of artificial intelligence, not just the definition of computer as we have it presently in the secondary schools.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Emmanuel. Viewers, Mr. Emmanuel is here teaching out the best you can know in ICT, information technology, and he's doing his best and he's giving us the best. Now, I want to say something because I remember some years back, I've left university when one of the GSM company, the Glo, started installing masks in universities for what we call Wi-Fi for schools. Then it moved around federal universities. Majority state universities did not benefit. Now, if this, because the cost of acquiring recharge data in Nigeria for an average person, it is not easy. For you to raise a 10,000-20,000 naira to load data to your phone or to your system as a child to be doing, and that should be in, like you said, urban areas where parents can afford it. But in the village, what do you think government can do in this area? Because the Glo thing started and everybody applauded Mike Adenuga, the CEO, the founder of Glo, that is doing a well good job because students in those higher institutions were busy using Wi-Fi of Glo to do a lot of things, and it's assisted. Should this thing be also repeated in private schools, secondary school, or public secondary school, or generally should Wi-Fi be free? But that's another thing I thought we assist in this area, because we are talking now, this thing has to do with money. Buying a laptop, buying a phone for a child to do this thing is money. The army Nigerians with this economic situation can't avoid it. Now talk about buying recharge data, my dear brother. So what do you think area we can? Is it the same method we talk to the GSM to go into schools, secondary schools to do the same thing, or what do you think we can do in that to assist this program?
Thank you very much. Before I answer that question, let me first of all appreciate the federal government under the leadership of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu for the 3MTT program. You will see that the 3MTT program, which is currently ongoing, cut across all the geographical zone locations of the country, including the urbans and the rural areas. So with such method and placement modalities, it will become easier to penetrate the rural areas in the implementation of this. But talk of the availability and them able to access some of these resources still boils down to both the public and the private sector. If the willingness is there, it takes us nothing to install some of these things in our public secondary schools and mandate private schools to have such in their schools. I'm sure if the law is being passed, most private schools will, within a matter of months, install whatever is needed in their schools. But the problem now becomes our schools in the rural areas. Will they be able to afford this? And that's why I say if the willingness is there, of course, government, I know, gets young men who are capable, able to sacrifice the human resources and the rest to go into the rural areas and teach them. I might shock you to know that we have some people currently in the teacher institution that cannot operate a computer. I know you may think it's a joke, but that's a reality. And if you want to confirm this, you can take yourself to some schools and you get the reality. This is because some people graduate from secondary school without having an idea of how to create a folder in the system. Other than what is obtainable, define computer, they define the computer. Parts of computer, they define. Now, on the computer and create a folder, it looks at you as if you are coming from the mass. Why? Because of the disparity in the urban-rural settlement. But if the government is willing, I believe starting this and making it a law becomes easier to penetrate. If I go to urban towns to teach mathematics, it's the same curriculum I use in taking mathematics in the rural area. So why will it be difficult when it comes to technology? That is because the facilities are not there. Once the facilities are made available and private schools are compelled to have it in the rural areas, of course, the rural areas will even perform better than some of us in the urban areas.
While I'm running up, dear viewers, I'm going to round up with Emmanuel on this topic, and because I know you still have more of him, we have more time to invite him to the studio so that we can discuss more of these things. Now, Emmanuel, we know that when government is ready, things must move.
Yeah.
When government came up with this 3 entity, everybody moved. That's why people are here. But 31 of you are here in Air TV, and you're doing well, and also we also mentoring people. Now, if the government is willing, the parent is willing, and everybody is willing. Now, you talk the other time, you talk about the arms, the teachers, the instructors who will teach. Do we have enough? Because trainer issue now is an issue we have now. You imagine undergraduates who is in the university who cannot operate a laptop, cannot operate a computer, but that kind of person comes out and become an instructor. What is going to do it? But find it very difficult. So I think the university system or the polytechnic system also needs to be adjusted. That not only do they go for entrepreneurship training, because I know government entrepreneurship training compulsory. The ICT must be a compulsory one. I also learned, I don't know if it is true that the ICT is not compulsory in all university as level year one course. I don't know how far it is true. I'm not really got that information. If that can be done, can we still have more instructors who will take up this assignment and who will do it diligently? Because it goes beyond computer operation. We're talking about software development and app development. A lot of things that has to do with software in the systems. So we can have inbuilt in-house softwares. We can have software from secondary school. We can have software from primary school that will suit our environment. So what do you say to that?
Talking about the availability of the human resources.
Yes.
Of course, the federal government has already set the pace by empowering us and other young men in the 3 entity program. The app development, website, data analysis, and all of others. We have people that are being taught on this currently. Once these people finish the program, they become an asset to the country. And in a way of giving back to the society, they can be mobilized to go to schools, possibly schools in rural areas, and to see how they can bridge the bridge of technology within the rural and urban settlement. These young men and women of 3 entity can, as a way of giving back to the society, return back and teach the fellows, the students in secondary school, and bridge the gap. Thank you.
Emma, let's be frank. You're in the city, you're in Lagos. You are done with 3 entity here in ATV after a year, and you are posted to Aguleri, or you are posted to Raguri in Osun State, or you are posted to one village in Fao, Maduguri. Where you go? Because I remember the NYC program, some were posted, they still return back. Where you go? Because we just have to find solution and be sincere with what we do here to the federal government, and let the federal government use our ESTIC, our platform, to do something for the nation. So please, you as a representative of 3 entity, speak on behalf of the 31 you have here.
To be frank with us, there is nobody that wants to go to a rural area where certain social amenities are lacking. But here we need to talk about the spirit of patriotism, 1 and 2, the motivation. Once the government is ready to motivate individuals ready to go to this rural area, I bet you many of our young men and women want to go. When I talk of the motivation, it goes a long way. So once the motivation is there, we have plenty young ones that want to go to the rural areas and make the difference there and make the impact of the federal government felt in terms of technology in such rural areas.
Emmanuel said, if the motivation is there, the young 3 entity, NGFP fellows, young graduate, NYC members will be ready to go to rural areas to perform their duty, to teach information technology, to teach data analysis, software development, and others. And I believe, like Riley said, our president, our dear president, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, is ready. When he came up with this 3 entity and NGFA program, a lot of Nigerians said maybe it's not going to be possible. But today is on ground, and presently I'm in witness to this thing, and I'm in witness to see that they also were motivated. 3 months going into the program, they're all here learning and also giving back to the society. As I cut the curtain for today's program, I want you viewers to go to our YouTube page and subscribe. If you have not subscribed to our YouTube page, subscribe and press the bell button, and every Friday meet us on Air TV on latest information that is going on education in Nigeria. Welcome. I remain your host, Abifab. Thank you and bye for now.